Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I'm going to show you these really easy applique flowers that you can make. They're very whimsical. They're not meant to look perfect and exact. It's just sort of a free-form shape that you can create. Okay, let's look at some of them. This is one of my favorite ones. It's two different circles. This is you can use a 3 or 4 inch circle and then a 2-inch circle in the center. Now the stem and the leaves is just sort of freehand. You can just draw your leaves any shape that you want and use different zigzag stitches. And I'll show you how to do your settings for the zigzag stitches. Let's look at another one. Now here's another one. This is a heart with a stem and a couple of leaves on it. You can make the heart any size that you want, and you can make the heart look distorted, uneven. It doesn't really matter. And here's a template that I use, and I'll show you where I'm getting my templates. Okay, let's continue. This one is a square. I think it's about 4 inches and then a 2-inch circle. Now, when you go to make these, I'm going to show you a special type of paper you can use to make it really easy to draw all of these on. Now remember, you can make your own shapes. You don't necessarily need to have fancy templates, but if you want to buy templates, these are made by June Taylor, and June Taylor has circle ones, heart ones, and even these little flowers here. I do use a little ruler, and a fabric marker is great, or even a pencil is fine. This is the fusible web that I'm using, and it's made by Pellon, and it's two-sided iron-on fusible web. It's called Light Easy Steam 2. Now you can get this at so many places. Joann sells it. You can also get it online, Amazon, and many other fabric supplies stores. It has these 9 by 12 inch sheets, and there's 5 in each sheet. Now, what I like about these, and it makes it so easy to draw, is it has all of these grid lines, and they're 1-inch little blocks. And so what it is you've got this grid line paper on one side, and then plain paper on the other side. And in between the 2 layers of paper is a thin layer of glue. I want to make a 4-inch square. So you can draw right on these lines if you want to, freehand draw, or you can use a ruler and take a pencil and draw your square on that. When you cut it out of your sheet, you want to leave a little bit of the fusible webbing extending out past your drawn lines. And you want to do the same thing on your circle. So after you got it all cut out, you want to remove the paper off the back. And what really helps to get it off easily is to take just a straight pin and score the paper. Tear it a little bit. Bend it so that an edge comes up, and then take it off. And you would do the same thing on your square. This is the fabric that I'm going to use. Now this is the front side, or called pretty side. It's also called right side. But think of it as the prettiest side of your fabric. Right now that is facing up, but I want to turn it over to the back, because that's where you're going to put your fusible web. So take it with the glue side down and place it on the back side, and then press it down. And do the same thing with your little circle. Put it on the back side and then press it down. Next step would be, I like to use small scissors when I'm doing these small little applique pieces. Now you're going to cut on all of your drawn lines. I recommend that you fold your fabric so that you can mark the center area. So I'm going to fold it over, and you can either take your iron and just press here, or use your finger and finger press. And then you're going to fold it one more time again, and either with your iron or your finger, press it in there so you can see these little lines. And that helps you to get your flower centered. So then open it back up. Now, here is my fabric pieces. So I'm going to lay this one down first, and then I'll place the circle on top. So you would go ahead and score your fabric, score the paper, the grid line side, on both pieces and pull it off. Now, the back should feel tacky. That's where the glue is. So when you're lifting that paper off, make sure the glue isn't coming off with it. So in one of the examples, I showed you putting the flower, making it like this, where it's just perfectly squared in front of you. But I'm going to tip this one so that it's just a little bit below the center. And I don't want to finger press it down too much right now because I'm looking to see if I like where it is. Because if you don't get it in the right spot, you can still lift it up and move it. Once you're satisfied with it, then finger press it all down. Now go to your ironing board, and you're going to use a hot iron with steam and fuse it onto your fabric. Just follow package instructions on that process. It's very simple to follow. Now we're going to draw the stem. Now you can either use a fabric marker or a pencil. If you're using a pencil, just make a really light line for your stem. You don't want to make it too dark because if you're using a lighter thread for your stem, it might show through. So I'm just going to use this fabric marker, and you can make your stem 3 to 3.5 inches long. I'm going to make it about 3.5 inches long, and I'm just going to draw a straight line. There it is. Now, as far as leaves, you can either draw a straight line. So you could put one up high, like right there like that, maybe make it 1.5 inches long, and then come down near your lower and draw another one. Or if you don't like just the straight line, you can just go ahead and freehand draw a leaf shape. Any shape you want to make it. Now you're all ready to do your applique stitches, and all you're using is a zigzag stitch. And I'll give you the sizes of your stitches in just a moment. But there's an order in which you would do your stitching. You want to do your stem first, then your leaves, then you're going to stitch around the edge here, and then here. On the major stem going through the center, you're using a wide zigzag stitch. And around the flower, or the leaf, I'm going to use a narrower zigzag stitch. While you're stitching, I recommend you use an open toe presser foot because you can see exactly where you're stitching. And you want to keep the center right on the edge of your fabric or the lines that you're stitching on, and you go down along here. When you're doing these little curves, you want to move your fabric or turn your fabric slowly so that you can make these little curves. Or remember, you can just leave these as straight lines. When you're going around corners up here, I'm going to show you on the machine in a moment, you're going to go down to this corner and stop and make sure your needle is on your right hand side. Then your presser foot should be lifted, but leave your needle down. Then you're going to turn, and it's ready to go straight down the other edge. So that's how you do it. So I'm just using your basic polyester thread. I'm not using any fancy embroidery thread. You can if you like. And also one other thing that you'll need before you begin stitching, you want to take some paper some thin paper. I buy mine at Home Depot. It comes in big rolls. You can find it in the paint department. Place it underneath, or you can use tearaway stabilizer, but that's a lot more expensive. I like the little thin paper. Okay, let's go to my sewing machine. These are the recommended settings. So select your zigzag stitch unless you've already got preset satin stitches on your sewing machine. You always want to test your stitches out before you begin stitching on your applique flowers. So for the narrow one, which I used for the leaves, the width is 2.0 and the length is 0.6. Remember, try them out. Yours may be a little different. The medium size, if you use one of those, the width is 4.0, the length is 0.6. And for the large wide one for the stem, the width is 6.0 and the length is 0.6. I'm going to stitch the stem first. Now my needle, I've already set up my zigzag stitch. The needle right now is on the right side of me, and I'm going to place it a little over past the right side of the line that's going down the center, because I'm going to be doing the center stem. So I've got it down in there, and I'm going to just begin stitching. You want to make sure you just hold the paper steady, you just guide it. Do not pull on it. Now I'm going to do a narrow zigzag stitch around the leaves. So I've already lowered my needle onto the right side because that's where my needle was. And I'm going to lower the presser foot and now begin stitching. And remember, just guide the fabric. Now that I'm at the curve, I want to make sure my needle is on the right side because that's where I'm going to begin to start turning my fabric. So I'm going to lift it up and do one stitch so it'll go on the right side. Okay, so now on my machine I have it set to where the presser foot automatically comes up every time I stop. So always make sure your needle is down when you're going to turn your fabric. So I'm going to turn it a little bit and I'm going to begin doing a few more stitches. And I want to make sure that the needle is on the right side. I'm going to turn it some more and do a few more stitches and turn it a little more and make sure it's on the right side. Turn it a little more. And once you get around that curve, then you can just continue on down towards the main stalk. Now I'm doing the outside edge of the flower or the square, and then I'll do the outside edge of the circle. I'm using the medium width stitch on this particular one. So again, my needle, when I set it, it always seems to wind up on the right side. So that's where the stitch is going to start. So you want to make sure your needle is down in the right side through your fabric and just begin stitching. Now I'm almost at the corner. When you get to the end of the corner, you want to leave your needle down on the right hand side. Okay, my needle is down through the fabric on the right hand side. I'm going to turn it so I can go down this edge here and just begin stitching. So you want to do this around all four corners. When you're done, then you want to go to your circle, and remember, when you go around a curve, you just turn your fabric a little slower. When you're done, just begin tearing the fabric off. So as you can see, it's really easy to do these. Now let me show you a few more simple designs that you can do. This is also a 4-inch square, but down here in this lower corner, I have a 2-inch square. Here's another 4-inch square, but I cut the corners off just to give it a different shape. Here is a lopsided heart shape. And then down here at the bottom, I did one of my little decorative stitches. Doesn't have to look like grass, but that kind of gives the impression that it's growing out of something green. I'm going to show you one more. If you want, you can also do these little fancy flower designs. You can make your own template, or you can purchase the template. Remember, this is one of the June Taylor templates. I also made little leaves, and I created my own design, and I traced around it to make sure that all of the leaves were the same size. I also cut a piece of fabric down here. Now let me show you what this looks like after it's got all of the satin stitches done. So here it is. I have the satin stitches around the edge there, and again, it's just a 2-inch circle. You can make it smaller if you like. And there's just narrow satin stitch around the stem and around the leaf. Now let me show you this table runner. Isn't this table runner beautiful? I just love it. I love the fact that each color is different. So when you're making your little flowers, make each one different, and please use up your scrap fabric. You'll be surprised how creative you can get using your scrap fabric and drawing these funky little designs. If you're interested in doing more elaborate applique stitching, this is Sunbonnet Sue, and this is a butterfly. And I will have links to my tutorials on how to create these. And those tutorials will be listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. You just click on the down arrow or on Show More, scroll down, and you'll see all kinds of links down there. I don't know about you, but I had a blast making all of these. It was so much fun. You can do anything you want. Remember, you can draw these any size you want. You can make them really big or really small. And remember, don't forget to look at those links I mentioned to you. Remember, it's in the description section below YouTube screen. Now, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny. See you next time.